See what problems are arising with the new apartments off Park Avenue.
Hear how issues on equality are being discussed on campus.
And learn how one UA Body Club is encouraging body positivity. All this and more tonight on Wildcast.
Live from the University of Arizona UATV studio, this is Wildcast.
Wildcast, I'm Sarina Navarrete.
And I'm Danielle Carpenter. Thanks for joining us tonight. A controversial change toward bursar payments is causing a buzz amongst students. University of Arizona students were notified Monday that the school would no longer directly take credit or debit payments on UA Access. Instead, a third-party company called Nelnet will now deal with those charges. Unfortunately, Nelnet will charge a 2.5% convenience fee for this process that students will now have to pay in addition to their charges. A petition to stop this change has been created. If you would like to sign it, the link will be available on our Facebook page.
You know, it's kind of crazy. You think 2.5 isn't much, but that percentage adds up.
It does add up. I know a lot of schools around the country doing that though, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
The new student apartments under construction are already congested corner of Park Avenue and Speedway. These have many people questioning where all these new residents are going to park. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Hemphill spoke to students and found out what they have to say about the issue.
According to the Arizona Daily Star, in 2009, the University of Arizona conducted a marketing study that announced that 2,000 to 5,000 beds would need to be added for upcoming students. The added bonus was that the city of Tucson wanted to build buildings located around the streetcar route. This means that the zoning overlays changed the limit from 4-story buildings to 14-story buildings. Once the marketing study research findings were released, different corporations devised a plan to break ground near campus on Park Ave for student apartment complexes.
This is such a congested area that there isn't enough parking even with just one building set up, and this apartment only houses about I think around 300 people, so even more than that in such a small, dense area is going to be hectic.
You know, 80% of the students who live in the residence halls are first-year students, they're freshmen, and typically, you know, they want to move off after their first year. So my guess is a lot of those off-campus complexes, they tend to pull the upperclassmen.
Because of the new posh developments, the close proximity to campus, and all of the amenities that the new student apartment complexes have to offer, such as the exclusive fitness centers, infinity pools, and expansive LED outdoor flat-screen TVs, students have started to choose these student apartments over other options such as houses in central Tucson or other student apartment houses further away from campus. Dorm life has not been affected because freshmen usually live in dormitories. Upon further investigating of the next level in the hub, it seems that the apartment complexes build parking complexes inside the buildings with the customer in mind. Now it just all depends on if the student will want to pay what some would call a hefty fee to park inside these complexes.
So Hub is a 13-story high-rise that is built on top of a 2-story parking garage. I do know that our corporate office has been in discussion and talks with the office of Level as well as Next. And I do know that our corporate office is also in talks with the city of Tucson and the officials there on how to come up with an efficient and successful move-in plan for all the residents that live in that area.
According to the Parking and Transportation website, a comprehensive plan is tailored around the study they conduct so that they can continue to create more parking areas for students as the university population grows. I am Chelsea Hemphill reporting from the University of Arizona. This is Wildcast.
The U of A campus has a diverse student body with many different ethnicities, but this year the minority retention rate has reached a record high. According to Jeff Orgera, Senior Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, the current rate is at a whopping 81.5%. There are many resource centers on campus for Asian Pacific American, Native American, and African American students to help them remain in school, and they are considered to be one of the top reasons the U of A retention rate is so high.
Arizona is in the national spotlight this week, and it's not positive. A bill allowing establishments to refuse anyone service under their religious beliefs has been taken to Governor Jan Brewer for approval. Many are saying this is a discrimination bill, and others are saying it is an anti-LGBT bill. Some Tucson businesses have already shown their stance against it, including Rocco's Little Chicago Pizzeria, whose sign stating, "We reserve the right to refuse service to Arizona legislators," went viral. Governor Brewer has 5 days to sign this bill into law, but she doesn't seem in any hurry to get to it.
Discussions on equality and justice are still extremely relevant in our society. Wildcast reporter Max Efron attended a panel on the issues of ethnic discrimination in regards to the Trayvon Martin case.
The attitudes haven't changed. The attitudes are still there that minorities are the ones that do all these terrible things.
It has now been 2 years since the death of Trayvon Martin. This, along with it being Black History Month, inspired the Black Law Student Association at the University of Arizona to hold a panel discussion titled "The Era of Trayvon: Understanding Stand Your Ground Laws."
The laws that are relevant for the Trayvon case are also relevant in other circumstances, and that's why we feel it's necessary to talk about it.
One of those circumstances actually happened just this last week with the highly publicized trial of Michael Dunn. Maria Moore believes that the Dunn case, which is up for retrial in May due to a hung jury, has brought similar issues that surrounded the Trayvon Martin incident back into the spotlight.
The inability to really come to a decision just shows how much people still struggle with issues of race and how they influence behavior.
Carlin Bradley agrees with this sentiment and says that if we don't discuss controversial issues openly, then they will only get worse.
It becomes very easy to dismiss them, like they're not big deals, or that they're not that big of a deal, or that it's not hurting that many people, so it's really not that bad, but it is.
When we as a society are more comfortable having the discussion is when it'll eventually become less necessary.
Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Max Efron.
To go out and stop more people, whether there's suspicion or not.
Stay with us after the break to see how the University of Arizona is promoting healthy self-image among students.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hawk. Get Hawk with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
Welcome back. Tucson has had pretty dark skies the past couple days, but no rain yet. We'll turn over now to weather reporter Shay Sorensen to see if maybe we'll finally get some of those looming showers. Shay?
Good evening, Wildcats. Today we hit a high of 80, which is 10 degrees above our average this time of year. Temperatures have been steady and in the low 80s since the beginning of the week. This is caused by a zonal flow, which basically means that there are no ridges or troughs over the southwest. A potential weather maker is on its way from the Pacific, which will bring cooler temperatures starting Thursday. It's too far out to tell whether or not this system will bring rain, but we sure could use it. Tucson has had only 1/100th of an inch of rain so far this year. Normally we have a little more than 1.5 inches of rain. The best chance will be this weekend. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Tomorrow the high will be 79 with a low of 48. And as expected, the high for Thursday will drop down to 76 and then we'll be in the mid-70s this weekend. That's all I have for you, Wildcats, and I'll see you next time.
The club UA Body Smart sets out to help students boost their self-esteem and gain more positive body image. Reporter Karen Lazaraga checked out some of the many resources the club has to offer.
People all over the world look in the mirror and see the negative aspects about themselves. But the club called UA Body Smarts at the University of Arizona encourages students to look in the mirror and see the beauty in their flaws.
have 15 groups of student groups like Shack. We have the rec center, and all of these groups come together and make an interactive table that shows Wildcats how to be more body smart, which means having a positive body image and enhancing their self-worth.
The club hosted its second annual Body Smart Fair on the University Mall on a Wednesday afternoon to let students know it's okay to have imperfections.
Every event has something positive, so we have the free EGs, but in order to get the free EGs, you fill out a positive body affirmation or it's something you love about yourself.
Eating disorders affect up to 24 million Americans each year. 43% report an onset between the ages of 16 and 20, leading anorexia to be the third most chronic illness among young adults. Many organizations all over the University of Arizona came together to help students feel comfortable with their own skin, with activities such as Body Smart Jeopardy or writing the one thing you love about your body.
So often we're told to focus on the negative attributes about ourselves. We forget that we have so many good qualities about ourselves. So love what you have and appreciate what you have, because it's completely different than what someone else can potentially have.
Health Service wants to aware students about body image issues and the resources the university provides. So next time you feel like your body image isn't to standard, just remember.
Just love it and learn it and rock what you got.
Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Karen Lizarraga.
The UA's men's lacrosse team welcomed new coach Derek Pedrick this season, and the wins are starting to shoot in. The Laxcast lost their season opener on February 14th, but have won the last two against Oregon and Southern California. Pedrick previously head coached at D2 Notre Dame de Namur. Pedrick replaced the previous coach who founded the team, Mikey Miles Felton. The next Cats game will be this Saturday at USC and will be broadcasted live on the Lacrosse Network at 5.
The Wildcats have had a successful week in sports. Sports reporter Chelsea Moe has a rundown of our wins and losses. Chelsea?
Hello, Wildcats. UA softball plated 6 runs in the third and 8 runs in the fourth as they cruised to a 14-1 victory over UNLV to close the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. At the end of this tournament, UA has improved to 13-1 on the season. This weekend, 14th-ranked UA softball's Hillenbrand Stadium will be the site of 18 games, beginning with a midweek series against UTEP, followed by the Wildcat Invitational, which is going to be on Friday through Sunday. The UA baseball team swept a Sunday doubleheader in the 3-game series against Alcorn State with 20-1 and 11-1 victories at High Corbett Field. Arizona improved to 6-2 on the season, while Alcorn State dropped to 0-8. UA baseball will play this weekend's series against Seton Hall starting on Friday. UA basketball's Aaron Gordon scored 21 of his season-best 23 points in the second half, and Nick Johnson added 20 points as the third-ranked Cats won at Colorado for the first time since 1973, winning 88-61. UA will look for a split of the season series as they take on the Golden Bears of California in Game 28 this Wednesday at 7 p.m. A win would be the 106th win for the UA in the last 4 years, which is tied for the 4th most in program history. That's all for sports, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Chelsea. As always, thanks for tuning into Wildcast. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATV CH3.
We'll see you next week for another edition of Wildcast.